Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to another episode of Geekin Drinkin, episode 48. Let's get it going. Hey guys, welcome. Episode 48. I just said it a while ago, but I already forgot. Episode 48 of Geekin Drinkin. I'm Eddie.
Steven.
And it's just us. It's us today. It's just us.
It's just us two today.
It's just us. But it just may be me and him, but we have a lot to talk about. Like, we're so excited. We just finished watching the new episode of Mandalorian, which dropped today. So just a heads up, right up top, if you're not caught up, you should be caught up because we're going to talk about it.
Well, it dropped today, the day of the recording of this episode.
Yes. So, we're going to be talking about, last time we talked about it was episode 2. So we're going to be talking about from then until now. And a lot of stuff has happened. Also, we got a movie we're going to be talking about. And then we got some major news. So, yeah, three big things, but a lot to say about those three things. And I'm super stoked. And like I said, I know Steven's pretty pumped. He's a little tired from work, but I know he's pumped because we're fresh out of watching that Mandalorian episode, and I'm just super psyched. Got my Star Wars shirt on. I'm ready to go.
I got my plain gray T-shirt on, so
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he's at work. It's all right. Leave him alone. And I'll let Steven choose the beer because he brought the beer for us, and I'm super stoked about it. What are we drinking?
Choose the beer. I did choose the beer. You mean say the beer? I don't know what you said.
I don't know. But
so, anyways, today what we're going to be featuring on this episode is Here It Goes Again from Roadmap Brewing here in San Antonio, Texas, which I'm pretty excited about because I've actually tried the original one of this, and it's one of my favorites, but this one is actually jam-packed with blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries, so, kind of gives you that little tart flavor.
Tart.
A little bit of sourness and stuff like that. So if you're into that kind of beer, I would definitely tell you to go try this. I wouldn't say recommend it as of yet because we haven't tried it yet, but I'm excited to try it. So I just can't wait.
It's coming out of 5.2. So not crazy, but also for a ghost. I mean, or go. How you say goose, whatever.
Well, goose is two O's.
And I can already tell by the smell, it's gonna be a tarty boy. But
look at that color.
I know. I was hoping it was gonna be a nice purple color.
Purplish, pinkish.
I don't think I've tried the original one.
The original one is super light. Like, it's like you basically could see right through it. It's almost clear.
Oh, look at that though. Look at that color.
So
it's super dark. You can't see through it at all. It's nice and purple and
kind of reminds me of their Professor Plum.
Oh my God, top one of their top beers, Professor Plum, is really good. But I didn't know, because it was your turn to buy the beer for the show today. And I was like, all right, so you said I got it covered. Like, all right, so I thought you went to like H-E-B.
To be honest with you, dude, I was about to go to H-E-B, and I was like, you know what, I don't know. And then I had just saw that they posted that they had a fresh batch of 16-ounce cans ready to sell for to-go. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go do it. And I almost forgot, too, because when I got out of work, I was like, I guess I'm going to go stop by H-E-B. It's just right here down the street from work. And I'm getting ready to turn in there. I was like, oh, shit, that's right. I was going to go see if they have beer somewhere else. So I went to go. Shot over to Roadmap Brewing Co. And luckily they still had quite a bit there because they said the last time they had this out that it sold within a couple hours or something like that. Yeah. So it's a real popular one.
I wonder if Matthew's tried this. Man. I know he's a big fan of Roadmap beers, and he's not here to try it out. So hey, cheers. Ooh, that is good. And like I remember, it's like ever since I started getting into craft beer, you always like champion sour beers. You're like, I love sour beers. I'm just like, sour beers? I don't know, man.
Well, there's different types of sours that that are out there. Like obviously you got these Gose beers.
Yeah, or like the Saison from Back on Turn. It's a Saison, but it has a sour kick to it.
Yeah, and it just kind of depends on what you add into it that gives it that sourness. And then there's just straight up like aged old beer that's just straight up sour.
Yeah.
And some of those are stronger. Where some of these like Gose beers are like, at a high. I'm surprised this one's pretty high. Usually they're like at a 4 point something. This one's at a 5.2.
Yeah, as I'm saying, like, for Gose, it's, I still know how to say it. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but don't
worry. I even asked the people at the brewery, how do you actually say this? And they're like, Gose. Just say it however whatever you think it's correct. But I'm sure there's some other purists or beer snobs out there that would be like, no, that's not how you say it, bro.
You know what? I and I take no shame in it at all. I consider us beer snobs.
Yeah, I really,
yeah.
But that's why I can say, there are probably other beer snobs out there.
I have a friend, and she was looking at stories on her Instagram, and she follows this guy, and he was like, hey, he's on the story. He goes, I'm gonna do this is like this on my page. I do craft beer reviews. I'm gonna just review this beer. It was that Lone Star. I forgot, like, one of the new ones, the Lone Star.
Yeah. I think I know.
And I was all like, bro, that is not a craft beer. Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
And she started laughing. I'm like, I'm a beer snob. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Like, get out of here with that. It's not go get out of here. Like, but
go on, get.
Yeah. But yeah. So like I said,
this is actually really good. Now I would say I strongly go and suggest getting it.
Excuse me. Like I said, you always champion sour beers, and I've always been like, I don't know, man, sour. But it wasn't until we had the Cosmic Butterfly from Thirsty Planet, the Kettle Sour, which that was the roll. I think that's like 3.4, 3.2.
No, that one I think was at a 4 point.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, it's still really light, but it was really clear and nice purple color. That was when I was like, you know what? So I started trying a little more, and then I tried the their Ghost from Real Ale. It comes in the green can. The green can. And that one tastes like lemon and like salt, like
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it just kind of depends on what you put into it.
Yeah.
That gives it that either sourness or that tart. And usually for me, when I say sour, because I don't really consider this like a sour, it's more like a tarty beer for me.
Yeah, definitely, and, definitely.
But it is very refreshing. For me, sours are like those age-old beers. That they, they age them out, and they.
Or also, you can't go wrong with Blue Owl.
Yeah, and most of Blue Owls there, and dude, that's kind of like that's what I really love about Blue Owls is like
they go for it.
I can get anything I want, and it will still be a sour. Like, I'm not a big IPA guy. I've always said that.
And they have a sour IPA.
And they have a sour IPA that's freaking good. I'm like, oh my god, dude. And like some of their beers are high in alcohol volume.
They're pricey though. I'll say that. Like, I remember.
Well, it goes with everything. I'm not gonna say how much I spent on these, but I mean, it was a pretty dollar. But I mean, I think it was worth it because I actually will enjoy this. I'm not just gonna be drinking it and being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna down it. And it's like, nah, dude, I'm gonna appreciate this beer and I'm gonna enjoy it.
But yeah, I mean, that's
little graphic there, huh?
It reminds me of the interview. Yeah, but yeah, and that's a good. What I like about these beers is that, like, just like you mentioned, like, they're if you're gonna down them, fine, whatever, but they're not meant to be down like that. Like, they're
not meant to be shotgun, fucking chugged or eating like that. You just appreciate it, enjoy the craft of it, which is why it's called a craft beer, because it's like an art to do, some things like this.
And but what I do love is like when craft beer drinkers, like, shout out to Texas Beer Dude JD, he does his chugs every week, and I love it. I love when he does his chugs, and man, he be pouring some strong beers. He'd be like cheers, and just like a champ. And you're like, all right, I'm like, bro, like.
I mean, there's been a couple of them that have gotten them, but I mean, for the most part, he's chugged quite a bit.
Good dude, man. Good dude. I love him. But yeah, man, I'm enjoying the beer. It's really fucking good, and I love the can too. I mean, nice purple, nice color. It's, I love it. I'm all for it. I'm all here for it.
So if you're wondering why they have a treadmill in there, that's actually a play on words, or I don't know how you would say it, but so the name of the beer is called Here It Goes Again, which is named after a OK Gose song, Here It Goes Again. And in their video, they're on the treadmills.
Doing that fucking, like,
yeah.
weird, oh, okay. I
so
didn't know.
that's where the treadmill comes into play.
Nice. I like that. That's pretty cool. It's a cool video, too. But
good song, too.
Good song. But guys, oh my god. Okay, so like I said, we are gonna talk some Mandalorian. Like I said, if you aren't caught up, you really should be, because we're gonna be talking, spoilers and all. We're not gonna hold back. I hate doing non-spoiler things. We're gonna talk spoilers. I don't care. We're gonna do it. And if you aren't caught up, you should get caught up first, and then watch our talk about it. But if you are, stay here.
This is our first warning. We're going to give you another warning.
Yeah.
But this is our first warning right here that there are going to be Mandalorian spoilers on this episode.
Hell yeah. And there are some major spoilers.
Up to date for, was it chapter 14?
Yeah. And there are some major things that have happened since the last time we talked about Mandalorian. We also have a movie that we both saw. If you saw our story on Instagram, then you know what I'm talking about. But we'll get to that when we get to it. But first
you actually look like one of the characters on the movie.
I accept that. But first things first, we got some like big news that came out yesterday. Big news.
Oh yeah, some huge.
And so we'll just get right into it.
I mean, there's been a lot of things that have been coming out since we shot our last episode.
I think this is a game changer for many reasons, and there's so many things that go into it.
Before you, okay, like I said, because there's been a lot of things. One of the things I just kind of want to throw out there that Matt shared with us a while back is that so we all know that Disney bought out quite a bit of properties. They've bought out Marvel. They bought Marvel, which is why they have a lot of rights to a lot of Marvel, and they do the MCU, Star Wars, Lucasfilms, and they recently bought Fox. And of course, with Fox, a lot of their movies, including some Marvel associated movies, like R-rated. For instance, we got Logan and Deadpool 2.
Mm-hmm.
So now, they're offering a Disney Plus 18.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, because they just announced that they're going to go on with Deadpool 3.
R-rated.
R-rated.
Good.
They're not going to... I mean, I don't know how much... They're obviously going to censor him a little bit, I feel, but I don't know how much they're going to censor him.
I also feel like they're going to... It's going to be a joke on itself. Like, they're going to censor him, and he's going to be like, nah. Like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like, he's going to cuss and make a bleep. Like, what the... is that? Like, like...
And, I was going to say, too, like,
It's so meta.
Like, I could feel like they do, obviously, it'll kind of be like a comic book in itself, too. Like, a Deadpool movie, by Disney... Still R-rated, he still cusses and whatnot. But then if he wants to, participate or be part of like the Avengers or do stuff with the Avengers, that they bleep him, and they're like, he's kind of like, what the beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like that would be funny. Like that would be some funny shit. So
it's so he'll be so aware of himself as far as like like him, the character, but so aware of like what's going on.
Yeah.
As far as a movie, I don't know. It's so
and
weird,
it would kind of remind me like on Scott Pilgrim when Aubrey Plaza's character.
Oh yeah,
she's cussing. He's
all like, how you doing at your mouth? Don't worry about how I'm doing it. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know about the Disney Plus 18.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's gonna involve a lot of like obviously, I wouldn't say adult, but more mature content on there.
Yeah.
And so with that announcement came another announcement that you're about to.
Yeah, and like I said, this is a game changer. So, for those who don't know, HBO Max, dropped in May of this year, and they've been killing it as far as like content. They've been releasing content, announcing content. We got Zack Snyder's Justice League coming out next year, and with the current state of the world right now, with the pandemic going on and movies is getting postponed, there have been so many movies that have come out this year that have been postponed. And one of them, which was Wonder Woman, that got postponed, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna shoot for December." Hopefully,
did it get postponed?
Yeah, because it was supposed to come out last year, but they moved it.
I thought it was supposed to come out this year.
I think it's supposed to come out at the beginning of the year, but then they moved it to the end of the year, and then the pandemic happened. Now they got fucked.
No, the pandemic didn't start till March.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that Wonder Woman was supposed to come out originally sometime in March.
Oh, okay.
But then they pushed it.
I don't know. I always thought it was gonna be December.
Yeah, like all I know is that they really shot themselves in the foot because they pushed it for before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened, and like they're like, oh shit, like it would have already been out if they kept to the original release date. Anyway, so it was announced later, early on in the month, that in December, Wonder Woman would be hitting theaters and HBO Max simultaneously. So that being said, like it's going to be released in theaters, wherever you can go to theaters, if theaters are allowed to open, wherever you are, and it'll also be put on the streaming service, HBO Max. So you could, as long as you have a subscription, you could watch it
at no charge.
Yes, and exactly. They're not gonna do that Mulan shit where you have to pay an extra $30. So
Disney Plus, you better take some notes.
So yeah, so there's that. You know, like they, you know, they had, you know, they had that announcement. Well, yesterday, at the time of this recording, it was announced that every movie from Warner Brothers that's slated to come out in 2021 is going to be released simultaneously in theaters and on the streaming service.
What?
And with that being said, so we got movies like Godzilla vs. King Kong, Matrix 4, Space Jam, Mortal Kombat, Dune, The Suicide Squad, like and yeah, like we have just a bunch of movies coming out. Yeah, and so with that being said, it's gonna be a 30-minute, a 30-day window. So, for instance, for example, let's say Wonder Woman comes out. So for 30 days, it's gonna be in theaters and on HBO Max for 30 days. After that 30 days, it's gonna be off HBO Max and it's only gonna be in theaters. Then it's gonna go to digital and all that stuff.
4K.
To we have to pay for it. But those initial first 30 days, it's gonna be on HBO Max for free as long as you have a subscription. And there hasn't been any talk about upping the cost for the subscription. So like,
I mean, if you're gonna have it for a limited time, I don't see why they would.
Yeah, and
I mean, it's kind of already expensive as it is.
Yeah, like what, $15.99,
$15
you know. So, but like, dude, like that. I don't know if people don't understand like how much of a game changer this is.
I think HBO Max is like one of the most expensive streaming services, as far as I'm aware of.
Yeah,
I know that it's like not even like the Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus pack is that expensive.
Yeah, and so like this is a big game changer, and at that, this is not going to be the model going forward. This is just going to be for 2021. Movies that are released in 2022, that's a whole other story. Straight to theater, yeah.
If you know,
if like and who's
if
to say,
things turn around,
who's to say that like this model that they're you know rolling out for 2021, the HBO Max in the theater, if that works out to their advantage, they could you know what, we're gonna keep doing this. Like this is such a game changer because there's been so many talks of like movie theaters going away, this and that, which I don't believe it will ever happen.
I don't think so. But maybe like someone like the. I don't want. It's kind of hard to explain. So, like for instance, here in San Antonio, we have
Santikos.
We have Santikos, but Santikos it's a pretty big movie theater chain here in San Antonio, and I'm not sure if they're anywhere else in Texas, but definitely San Antonio. They have quite a bit. But like, there's another movie theater here in Texas. That's only here in San Antonio, which is the Brooks.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So you know, I don't know, they're like an independent or you know,
well,
I don't know how exactly.
There's also that new one that's open out there. Was it that Evo or?
And then the Evo, but I think Evo is a chain.
Oh, okay. See, and then we also have Alamo Draft Houses, you know.
Yeah, which Alamo Draft House is already so big that they're I mean, there's even some in California, in LA and stuff like that out west.
See, but the thing is, like, back in when this pandemic started, one movie that was released on both theaters and digital. It wasn't for free anywhere, but it was on digital. Like you could buy. I mean, you could rent it. It wasn't for buy. You could rent it. Was Trolls World Tour, which is the sequel to Trolls.
And, okay.
And AMC, the theater chain, threw a bitch fit.
City-based entertainment.
AMC, the theater chain, threw a bitch fit. They're like, they boycotted showing the movie in theaters. They're like, we're not gonna do it because. Like that's how the theaters make their money through these new movies, and that's how most of these movies make their money within their first month of theatrical release.
And Trolls is what, Sony Animation?
Yeah. So like, and the thing with this HBO you know Max in the 2021 movie slate announcement, HBO didn't consult any of the movie theater chains or anything. They just did it themselves. They're like, they didn't like talk with them about it. They didn't. negotiate. They're just like, nope, we're gonna do that. That's what we're gonna do. Y'all gotta accept it because they know,
well, bro,
what they have on their hands.
It's not just TV. It's HBO.
Yeah, like it's such like I don't know. It's crazy for me. Like I'm just like
home box office entertainment, bro. That's what it is.
Premium content.
Yeah.
But like me, like like when I'll only go to the movies if it's a Star Wars movie, if it's a MCU movie. Or when I say MCU, I mean like Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. Most of the other movies,
or the DC,
yeah, or like Batman v Superman or Justice League. Ugh.
So pretty much they kind of like all the big
and that's
franchises.
And that's not because I don't want it, it's because it's a little pricey,
Yeah,
and like I like to, kind of create this little vibe in my own, wherever I'm at, to watch a movie, have a loudspeaker, have popcorn, get a couple of brews, I like to be comfortable, and I enjoy a movie that way. So this is perfect for me, like...
If I want to drink a beer and watch a movie with no pants on, just in my underwear... I want to do that. I won't go to a movie theater.
And also, it's also announced that Wonder Woman... And this will probably be the same case for all these other movies that are coming out next year. The Wonder Woman is going to be the first movie to be released on HBO Max in 4K. 4K UHD.
I thought they already had some stuff in 4K.
No, not on HBO Max. On Netflix they do, but not.
Oh, no. I'm thinking DC Universe has stuff released in 4K.
Yeah. So how do you feel about this? I mean, like, does this excite you? I mean, how do you feel about it?
I'm pretty excited, at the same time pretty bummed, because I'm a little different about the movie theaters. I mean, obviously I'll go see all the big franchises and stuff like that, but there are certain movies that I would that I will actually go to watch in the movie theater, because I just think it's that much of a better experience. Like, for one, I wish I would have gone to go see, which I don't know if it's still there or not, but I probably could go see if it is Tenet. I would love to see Tenet in theaters. Obviously, it's not a big movie, I mean, it is a big movie, but in its own way, it's not like, a big old franchise from like Marvel or Lucasfilm, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, like, with this big news and stuff like that, I mean, I'm excited because, I just want to see the stuff already. I just want to see it. But at the same time, it's like, just with everything that's just going on, it's like it's kind of taking away that experience that I would get going to the movies and being excited about it.
Is it though? Because it's still going to be released in theaters. Yeah.
Because here at home, I'm easily distracted. I'll be on my phone.
I see you.
I'll be watching, or like I could probably be watching Wonder Woman. I'll be texting, like, "Oh, dude, this part of Wonder Woman,"
Yeah.
And one thing that I do like is like, well, I could pause it if I need to go to the restroom. Mm-hmm. I can't do that at the movie theater, but whatever. But at the movie theaters, I'm more focused. I'm on it. Obviously, you can't use your phones in the movie theaters. You get kicked out.
You better not.
So that, I'm a little up and down about it, but I guess a little bit more excited because I want to see the content. I'm ready for it, and I just don't want everything to be postponed because of of the situation that's at hand right now.
See, but like I said, like, they're not taking that away from you. Like, you still have the option to go see it in theaters.
Well,
granted, I mean, if the theaters in your area are open to that,
And again, I understand that, but again, with the way things are going, I don't know if I just feel that comfortable.
Yeah, true. I don't feel comfortable going to a movie theater. Also, too, this news just broke. So, who's to say that, like, more movie theater chains are gonna go at, like, the same way AMC did? Like, no, we don't like this. We're not gonna do it. Like, if that's what you're gonna do, then we're not gonna show the movie. Like I said, we don't know. That could possibly happen in the next week or so. I mean, we don't know.
I think AMC is the only one that's pretty much responded to.
And at that too, like, AMC's in a bad spot. Like, they're almost like, and really, like, we don't really have to worry about that because we only have one AMC theater here in San Antonio. Like I said, we're majority Regal and AMC. No, I mean, Regal and Santico. Sorry. So it's like,
and Draft House.
Yeah, and Draft House. So I mean, like, I don't know. Like, it's just like, it's at this point, like, it's just waiting to see what's gonna happen. But this is a game changer. And if I mean, for most people, they're probably like, okay, that's cool, but like, this really is a game changer. Like it changes the way that movies going to be released. The way that like who's to say like people who don't usually go to the movies as often now are gonna be able to see these new movies and gonna be up to date with a lot of stuff like because it's so accessible to them. Like it's I don't know, but even then too like HBO, like we mentioned, HBO Max is kind of like one of the priciest streaming services. So, and like I said, I want to talk about it because I mean we launched this show with our first episode talking about streaming services. And look where we're at now. Like it's changed so much.
So let's get a refill.
Yes,
we'll continue the conversation on it, and then we'll be right back.
All right, guys, welcome back. Geekin Drinkin, episode 48. We're just talking about some game-changing news while drinking some good-ass beer from Roadmap Brewing Co. here in San Antonio, Texas. We are drinking their Here Goes Again, which is at 5.2. It is a blueberry, raspberry, blackberry, goose? I don't know. However you say it, it's all up to you. But it's a delicious beer. And I'm about to open another one. Click.
The other thing I love about, these types of beers like this is that, especially during the hot days here in South Texas, these are really refreshing.
Mm-hmm. You said it. They really are. And, I mean...
And especially, with them being, so light in the alcohol content, that heat is not going to, like, it's not going to, like, hit you so hard where you're going to be like, oh, man. Like,
yeah. Take a picture of this. It's so beautiful. Post it to the gram. Send it to Matthew. Man, he can be jealous. Matthew's at work right now, so that's why he couldn't be with us today. He has to make that money.
Dude, if we tried to make him jealous, he'd probably just send me something else.
Right, he'd probably be drinking
that will be jealous.
He'd probably be drinking some like unreleased beer from back on term, but like, what's up, bitches? Like, motherfucker. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, we were just talking about the big news dropped by Warner Media that all their 2021 slate of movies that have been pushed, either pushed or that the release dates have been pushed. Whether they're going to be released this year or not, that they're going to be getting a theatrical release alongside releasing their stuff on streaming service. And I mean, like I said, I can't express how much of a game changer this is. Also, what's Disney's response going to be for this? Because they had to push Black Widow and other movies, but mainly Black Widow, and like people are like foaming at the mouth for MCU content. And I know we're gonna be getting WandaVision at the end of this year, right? December.
At the end of the year, yeah. Actually, pretty soon.
Yeah. Oh shit! It's December already. Yeah. Oh my god!
And then next year,
Falcon Winter Soldier.
I would say January or February, maybe even March. Falcon Winter Soldier.
See, but that's the thing. Like the reason because Falcon Winter Soldier was supposed to be the first MCU show that's supposed to be released on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that was supposed to come out in October.
Yeah,
or August.
But the reason they push is because Black Widow had to be pushed back because supposedly
there's some content.
Yeah, there's some connection in those two. So like, what are they gonna do? Because it's already the end of the year. January is next year. So I mean next month. So like, I'm almost certain they're gonna release Black Widow on the streaming service.
I say at this point, just do it.
Whether or not, like,
following the footsteps of HBO. I mean, don't charge for it, man. Like,
but the difference in that, and this is the only reason why I will stick up for Disney Plus in this situation is because they charged $30 for Mulan. Don't do that. Don't charge $30. If you're gonna charge anything, charge $20. And the only reason I'm accepting to that is because Disney Plus subscriptions are cheap. $6.99 as opposed to $15.99.
Yeah, but I mean, who's to say that with a lot of the stuff that's gonna be coming out that they're not gonna raise the prices? I mean, that's what happened with Netflix. Netflix used to be $5.99 or some shit like that.
I think now it's going up to $13.
Yeah, now it's like almost $13. It's like, what the fuck? Even if you've been grandfathered in, it's going up for you. Mm-hmm. Before, like when the price like first went up, they're like, oh, don't worry about those that have already if you already have it, we're gonna honor you, and stay to the regular price. But
beer's good.
But any new subscribers are gonna have to pay this new price. Now, when they raised it up the second time, everybody got
yeah.
So
So like I don't know, like so let me ask you this, like if Disney Plus
And I mean I love Netflix, but for $13, I think I would cancel it.
really?
Yeah, I mean there's not really much on there anymore. They're taking away The Office.
Oh, I know.
The Office is going to be going away, and who says that they'll probably even take away Parks and Rec because those were both NBC.
You're right. This is facts.
I mean, they're not in partners with Marvel anymore, so we're not getting any Marvel shows. You know, like Daredevil, Punisher, you know, Luke Cage, all those other ones.
but there are some good shows on there.
Okay, give me something though.
Mindhunter.
I mean, yeah, but is it really worth it? You know,
you're right. Selena. I watched the movie.
Oh yeah, I just watched the J-Lo one.
You're right. You backed me into a corner. I mean, Stranger Things. That's like the one thing they have.
Yeah, that's like the one big thing that they have, and it's still really not worth it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Stranger Things. I love the first season. First season is still my favorite of all the seasons. Of three seasons.
Eventually, it's gonna run its course.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it kind of went with. I felt that's kind of how it went with the third season. That it kind of was already running its course.
Mm-hmm. And then they for some dumb reason they canceled Glow, which again, like it's not like the best thing in the world, but I love it.
That's the other thing. They're canceling shows. They still haven't said if they're going to do another Mindhunter. They haven't said anything. They canceled Glow. Glow was such a good show. I was a little iffy about it until you told me, like, dude, you got to watch it. It's really good. Like, it's really entertaining, especially if you love wrestling.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, and with females, it's like, okay, cool, you know. And Alison Brie, I mean, she's such a good actor and everything too. And then like, I love that they one of the actresses is actually a wrestler. Yeah. So, you know, she was giving them pointers and stuff like that.
I think even John Morrison, the wrestler, he comes out in the show, and he's like,
oh yeah. He's one of the brothers.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, Netflix does have some good shows, but at the same time, they're not like they keep canceling, and it's like, come on now, like
they're losing the stuff that made them famous.
They had another really good show. It was kind of like Stranger Things in a way. It had the little girl from It. The redhead. I'm not cool with this or something like that. Yeah. They canceled it. They're not going to go on with it. I just found out today, you know, from a friend that loved that show too, that they didn't greenlit it for another season.
I don't know, man.
I mean, and look how long. I mean, we were supposed to get Stranger Things last year, but then I don't know, for some reason things happened and then we never got it. Or I think it was supposed to come out this year, and then we're not going to get it till next year. I mean, I don't know. They just keep like. They don't have anything to release in theaters, but they keep pushing their content.
Yeah.
Or canceling stuff. So that's what I'm saying. For them to raise up their prices, I just don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
You know, as to where HBO Max, all the stuff that we're getting, all the new stuff we're getting, I was really excited from when HBO Max first announced that they were going to be coming out, that, you know, all the new shows we were going to get, and one of the shows was going to be an animated series of Gremlins, and I love Gremlins. But I think they just greenlit that they're actually going to do a third movie.
Oh, wow.
And they're going to keep it original. They're not going to do any CGI with the Gremlins. They're going to be all puppets still.
Practical
effects. It's going to be, oh my God, I can't.
That's good. Like they're...
And my son loves the Gremlins too, so I can't wait to see, you know, for him to watch it too.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting, you know, as shitty as 2020 has been, 2021 has potential of being just interesting.
Oh, and since we're in the holiday season, don't forget Gremlins 1 is a Christmas movie.
So yeah, like, you know, like I said, like 2021, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out with streaming services and with these movie theaters, and especially with these movies that, you know, like I said, with HBO Max, and let's see what Disney does in response to this, because that, like I said, it's a game changer, and you best believe that Disney's going to either do something, have to do something to, I mean, they have the Mandalorian, which it's been great, and we'll talk about it, you know, in a little while, but like, and then we have WandaVision coming out soon, but we're getting some great movies coming out next year for Warner Brothers and HBO Max. It's gonna.
And even if they're only gonna put it on there for 30 days, I mean, that's 30 days for you to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. For you just to you know, even if you like don't have HBO Max, you could sign up for a week. You know, granted, like these movies aren't gonna be released back to back to back. Like it's you know, one month here, another month here, whatever. Like it's gonna be spread out, but still, like say if like you're not excited about any of the movies except for the Suicide Squad, then you could be like, okay, what month's coming out? Okay, I'm gonna get my free trial that week. You know, like
sucker.
But
then
like,
you're not gonna be able to get to watch Godzilla versus King Kong.
Oh my god! Or
Matrix 4.
Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to burp.
There was a lot of movies that were gonna come out.
Dune, like I'm personally excited for Dune because I love Denis Villeneuve and I love his movies. So I'm like, you know, I'm excited. That's one that I would like to see in theaters. But then again, I never saw Blade Runner 2049 in theaters, and I love that movie. I've seen it on TV, and I just fell in love with it. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be super interesting to see how this is gonna play out, and you know, just you know, it's I can't wait. Like, I can't wait.
For sure. Get that shit for sure.
But one movie that was supposed to come out in theaters, like it seems like an eternity ago. Was it 2016, 2017?
Yeah, and I think she was still even one of the actresses in it was even still filming a show that she was in when that movie was coming out.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We are talking about...
Well, two characters, and then another character was...
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. We are talking about the New Mutants. And for those of you who don't know, if you're not familiar with it, New Mutants was X-Men, I guess, spin-off?
It was going to be like an X-Men spin-off movie. Kind of like the way Deadpool was.
It had mutant characters that are in the X-Men universe, but it was like its own story. And it was directed by Josh Boone, and it had a horror spin to it. I remember when
What did he do? I don't know anything else.
I don't even know. But if you look that up, so this movie was supposed to come out, I think originally it was supposed to come out in 2016. I think. It might have been 2017. I may be wrong on all these dates, but whatever. It was supposed to come out a long time ago. It kept getting pushed.
I think when it was supposed to come out, we were still recording at your old apartment.
Yeah. It kept getting pushed.
At least when the first trailer came out that we saw, we were still recording.
And it kept getting pushed. Part of the reason being that during this time, Fox was being purchased by Disney. And there's talks like Disney wasn't really confident in it. They didn't know what to do with it. And they just kept pushing it. Now, fast forward to 2020, and it finally gets a theatrical run, and it didn't do jack shit.
Interesting.
Because at this point, you know, people are kind of like, well, you know, like, I'm not really confident in it. Like, you know, it must have gotten pushed back for, you know, because it's not a good movie. You know, for whatever reason, and just people, and even then, like people who have saw it and like you know have reviewed it, and I watched the reviews, like they just didn't have nothing good to say about it. So, you know, I did yesterday or a couple of days ago, I was like, oh shit, it's on Amazon, or you could rent it already. And like I didn't know it came out to be rented already. Like I thought it was still just purchased. So I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna rent it. I'm gonna watch it. Like I want to watch it. I love Anya Taylor-Joy, you know, like she's one of my favorite actresses, and so like I want to see it.
What's his name? Charlie.
The guy,
Charlie Heaton.
Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things. Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones, and I was just like, you know what, like I want to watch it, so I rented it. I let you guys know, hey guys, have y'all seen the Mutants? You're like, nope. I was like, well, I'm gonna rent it, so it'll be there for you guys to watch it, and we watched it. I know I watched it, Matthew watched it, and then you watched it yesterday.
And I think this is going to be like one of the ones that's going to eventually be released on Disney Plus as one of the 18 plus.
And I can see that. What did you think? Initial thoughts. Good, bad, What'd you think? And you can go into it more, but I want to know your initial thought. Good, bad, or
I mean, it was good.
I liked it.
I mean, God dang. I mean, then again, I thought the Josh Whedon Justice League was good too. So
compared to that, I think it was way better than Josh Whedon's Justice League.
Yeah. I mean, it was alright. I'm gonna go with alright. It was alright. I mean, I definitely could watch it one more time, but it's not one of those. It's definitely not a cringe-worthy.
It's not
watch.
It's not. It's really not. And people kept talking about like, oh, this is so bad. I'm like, it's not. It's not. Like,
I can see where they were saying it was bad.
The pacing of it is really weird. The editing it's really weird. Like at one point, something happens.
And it's funny that how you said at the beginning of it that this was supposed to be like a kind of give like a horror effect. I didn't really get that very much.
Maybe some parts.
Maybe like a thriller.
Yeah.
It was more like it was kind of more like the way Split was.
Yeah.
Because Split wasn't really horror, but you did feel some kind of like tension.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
yeah.
With James McAvoy's character and the victims.
Yeah.
In the movie. So that's kind of like the way I kind of took it. It was kind of like that Split kind of, M. Night Shyamalan kind of thing. And when I say that interesting, that the director James Boone hasn't done very much.
Josh Boone,
whatever. Sorry. Still got James McAvoy on the brain. So Josh Boone, the two movies that he's done prior to the New Mutants, weren't even horror movies. They were like, I don't want to say chick flicks, but they were kind of like those romantic like Stuck in Love, which I never seen that one, but one of the ones I did was The Fault in My Stars.
Oh, he did that one?
Yeah, so he directed that one, and then for him to kind of take this on and try to do a horror flip on it, that kind of just that's why I didn't get that.
Well, see, like when I say a horror flip.
I know what you mean.
I mean,
as opposed to just a normal regular superhero movie.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So in that sense, I liked it.
But I'm saying if they were gonna try to go for a horror field, why not get a horror director?
Like James Wan or something.
Maybe not that intense. I mean, James Wan's good. I mean, he did really good with Aquaman, but
that movie is. There.
That's a cringeworthy movie to watch.
My son likes it, so I'm like, I fucks with you.
I can just imagine when next year for Halloween he's gonna be Jason Momoa, Aquaman. You're gonna have to buy him a wig for the long hair and
no mustache, a beard.
Get a beard for him. So he can just old. But yeah, dude, it was good, and I did like a lot of the references it had in it.
Okay, that's what kind of like in the coffin for me. Like I was like, yes.
What I didn't like is that this movie does have the potential to move forward because of a lot of the references it did in it, but it's not gonna go. They're not gonna. Yeah. They're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna touch it. No studio or not even Disney.
Especially Disney, they're not gonna.
They're not gonna do anything. Maybe they could do something with the characters, maybe, but I think this is they're just gonna
again. And this may be a spoiler, so I'm letting you know right now. This movie was supposed to come out, like I said, 2016, 2017, a couple years after Logan came out. There's a big connection between Logan and this movie.
So that's what I was gonna. That was gonna be my next thing. Is what's the timeline here? Because she's seen things from one of the characters has seen things, images from Logan, and I'm just gonna straight up say it. Look, dude, if you haven't seen New Mutants, go watch New Mutants. It's for rent on Amazon Prime. There's gonna be big spoilers here. Okay. So Essex Corporation, which was a big thing in Logan.
What's his name? Nathan Sinister? Mr. Sinister.
Mr. Sinister. Oh, God, what is it?
Yeah, because I remember I saw Essex Corp. I'm like, I've seen that before. Where have I seen that? So I looked it up. Nathan Sinister. And Nathan... I forgot. It's Mr. Sinister, Nathan something. All those ads.
Nathaniel Essex.
There you go, Nathaniel Essex, not Nathan. Nathaniel Essex, which is quote, aka Mr. Sinister, and even she has. Remember, at one point she has that coin. I'm sorry. Okay, go for it. Go for it.
So one of the things I was gonna say was that we were first introduced to Essex Corporation at the end of what was that horrible one? Not horrible one.
The Wolverine.
No. Oh my God, what is it?
First Last.
X-Men.
X-Men First Last.
Apocalypse.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember, because they that's when they run into Weapon X.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and then at the end of that movie, that's when they go to the there's like someone walking with the briefcase and
they get his
through all
blood.
the
They have
aftermath
it,
and
says Logan.
getting, and putting in and he closes it and
This
it's
is Essex,
Essex. So that's when we get first introduced to it. So that was kind of like a big thing. Then we get a full version of it in Logan, which Logan is set in the future.
Yeah. So everything that's kind of already happened.
Yeah, I mean, because it's old man Logan. Professor X is kind of going senile and he's losing control of his powers because he's getting older, and so a lot of stuff's going on, and it's set in the future. The only kind of futuristic thing you really get is the 18-wheelers that they don't have a big old truck pulling the trailers. They're like
one vehicle,
like computerized moving already. That's the only kind of futuristic thing you get in Weapon X. I mean, in Logan. So with the New Mutants, also expanding to SX Corporation. What is the timeline? That's just my thing. It's like you don't get no timeline of when this is happening. Because another thing they mention is they think they're getting trained or not trained, but they're getting prepared to go be trained
because
with the X-Men.
She keeps saying my superior has a facility that you guys are going. So like you're like, and the kids are even like, oh yeah, who's superior? And they're like, who do you think you should be? And he's in the wheelchair. He goes, I'll tell you. And he's all like, like doing a Professor X.
And they even say, I can't be an X-Men. There's no way I could be an X-Men.
Yeah. She goes, I kill people like and just like, and it's not to reveal to the end that her superior is Nathaniel Essex, and I'm just like, whoa, like I was like, I saw them like, holy shit, like.
And I know when after the end scene from Apocalypse that we got SX Corporation, everyone was like, oh my God, they're gonna bring out Mr. Sinister for Logan. He's gonna be the big bad in Logan, and that never happened. That was a big letdown. Totally bring somebody else out. I mean, Logan was still good, but that was my big letdown on that.
I think
the way I felt with Iron Man 3 with the Mandarin is the way I felt with Logan when they didn't bring out.
See, but I also think with Logan, it was meant and it is his film, his swan song, his goodbye. So they didn't want to like introduce something that they could branch off at. Like they're like, no, this is his last movie, so we're gonna make it his movie, and it basically was that.
I guess
because the kids go off, do their thing, whatever, and like you don't ever.
Yeah, but she could have take over the mantle.
Yeah,
that's the thing, and she can.
But again, they wanted to make it his movie, like not. Yeah, and I get what you're saying. I get it.
No.
But no, like I don't know, like it was a contained movie. When I say that, there wasn't a lot of cast.
Yeah, because they were contained.
Yeah, I mean, and, there wasn't a lot of cast. There wasn't, it was, 5 kids or teenagers?
Yeah, 5 teenagers. Two boys and 3 girls.
Yeah, and like I don't know, like it I liked it. Like it was an enjoyable movie. I like it better than I did Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, I could definitely say that.
I actually liked it better than I did Apocalypse. Definitely, I know you hate Apocalypse.
I don't hate Apocalypse. I actually enjoyed that one.
Really, fucking Iron Ooze over here. Yeah, but
whatever.
Yeah, so like I don't know, like. I watched it. I was like, man, like I want you guys to watch this because I want to know your thoughts, and because I enjoyed it, and I take no like shame in saying that I really enjoyed this movie. I'll watch it again. Like I said, like the pacing of it was a little weird. The editing of it was a little weird. When I say that, like there was one scene where Anya Taylor-Joy, like she gets knocked out, I think, or someone gets knocked out, and like the next scene after that, they're already awake. I'm like, wait, what? Like, you know, like I forgot. There was something specific. So I'm like, wait, that's a little weird. Like, you know, the editing was a little weird. But like I said, at the same time, like, and I kind of see like the whole Bear thing coming a mile away. Like, I'm like, it's her. Like, she's the one who's doing this. Like,
yeah, that was one thing I hated. I did not like was that character's what they trying to make her like it was her fault for
your worst
all the visions that they were seeing and stuff like that. I didn't like that.
I do love.
I think all the other characters had better, not really storylines because they didn't really give too much storylines on them, but they had better. I just think that they
backstory.
They were. A little
I think Macy Williams stood out in this fucking movie tremendously. Like, she was,
that's what you remind me of with your hair.
Oh. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I highly suggest it. Like, if you like X-Men movies and you just like fucking around and watch this movie, like it's a good watch, especially if you have a couple beers. You know,
it's entertaining. It's entertaining. I would like for Deadpool to jump into the scene of Essex Corporation and bring out the New Mutants. But then again, he might kill him off. We saw what he did with X-Force.
But I also mean, like, in Deadpool 2, you did see a lot of a quick glance of all the X-Men. James McAvoy, the guy who played Sabretooth.
The young X-Men.
Yeah, it was so weird. I was like, is that them? And it really is them. I'm like, holy shit. Like, it's like, did he really do that? It's so fucking funny. And Quicksilver's all... He closes the door.
No, I thought it was Beast where he turns around and goes, and trying to close the doors quietly.
Yeah.
Where is everybody else? It's just always you two here.
Like, I remember first saw them. I'm like, wait, what? And then when I saw the movie again, I was like, hold on, I gotta rewind it and pause. Is that really them? And I was like, holy shit, it is them. That's James McAvoy. That's
Peter Evans.
The chick that plays Storm. And
Alexandria something.
Yeah.
I always forget the guy that plays Beast. Hoyt.
Nicholas Hoyt.
Nicholas Hoyt.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit, like, that's fucking them.
Dude, I love Nicholas Hoyt in Mad Max, dude. He's so good in Mad Max. If you've never seen Mad Max, you gotta watch that one. But we're gonna take a quick break. He needs refill. I'll just grab another beer. But it's good, but I just have a lot of stuff to talk about. So when I talk, I don't drink as much. So
we're talking Mandalorian. We'll come back.
We'll be back.
Oh, and that sound can mean one thing and one thing only. We are back. Geekin and Drinking, episode 48? Yes, 48. I'm sorry. Whatever. Man, we're having such a fucking good conversation without Matt.
Fuck that guy.
No, he's good. He's all right. He's all right.
I love him.
But yeah, it's just me and Steven today. But we have a lot to talk about. We talked about some major news from HBO Max. We talked about the New Mutants. The movie that was supposed to be released like 10 years ago. But I liked it. He liked it. So you should check it out.
I just want to talk a little bit more about it real quick because there was something that you were mentioning that I was like, chill.
Go for it.
Obviously, the real big bad was
spoilers.
Was Essex Corporation with Nathaniel Essex, and I really hope I'm saying that right. It's not how you say it. Which obviously that's Mr. Sinister, and Mr. Sinister was one of my favorite characters.
I remember your comics.
From the comics and from the X-Men cartoons and stuff like that. He didn't come out like regularly on the X-Men cartoons, but when they did finally show him, I was like super excited. So he was always one of my favorites. I had the toy and everything. And just to tease him, just by just showing his corporation. Come on, man! Just bring him out already, dude. Bring him out. And I feel like we got just a tiny taste of it, and which is why I'm a little disappointed with New Mutants that it's not going to go anywhere past this. That they're just like, look, we're just going to release it. It's been fucking years. It's been 3 years since we said this movie was going to come out. Here it is. Here, boom.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. It's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
And the only tiny bit that we get, so obviously we know Mr. Sinister. He's like pale white, black, flat top hair, blue suit, and he's got like these red diamonds. He's got like a red diamond on his chest and one on his forehead, and we kind of get a little essence of that when how do you say her name?
Macy Williams.
Macy Williams' character attacks another character.
Her name's Rain in the movie.
Attacks another character, and she drops like this button or something, and it has like the diamond on there, and it's like, I was just like, oh.
I saw that. I'm like, I was like, I've seen that before. Oh, there's there. Oh my god.
And that was like the first thing that came to my head, and I was just like, oh, but then at the same time, I'm like, we're never gonna get him. So, yeah, so that's why I say it was an alright movie. And it's watchable. I say, even if you don't really care for it, just watch it. It's kind of like, same thing with like Ghost Rider. Just watch it and take it as it is.
Yeah, like I said, like I put in, like I said, I text you guys. I'm like, I like this movie. I was like,
which was surprising because you were the one who didn't want to watch it.
I remember I texted you guys. I was like, this movie reminds me a lot of BVS in the sense that it had a lot of potential, but they're not going anywhere with that potential. They really screwed it up in Justice League, and with this one, they're not really going anywhere with it because it's just like you said, take it as it is. There for you if you like it. Not if you don't, it's no loss for us.
Yeah, it's no loss for them because they're not gonna do anything else with it. I mean,
that was pretty much as Fox's like last kind of
pretty much.
So, but like I said, I enjoyed it for what it was. I liked it, and it does suck that we're not going anywhere else with it. But something that is going far, far, far and more into just the lore, into other characters, into just everything. We are getting into Mandalorian Season 2 spoilers. Spoilers galore. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna go all into it because the last time we recorded and we only saw 2 episodes. So we saw, of course, the first episode with Cobb Vanth. He had the Boba Fett armor. Mando got the armor back. We saw Tamora Morrison, who is famous for voicing and playing Jango Fett, and a bunch of the clone troopers, whatever, voicing them because obviously they're clones of him. So he he had a
he did make his first appearance in the first episode of season 2, right?
Yeah.
Cameo at the end.
At the very end, yeah. And at that, people were like, is it Fett or is it like a clone trooper? Is it like Rex? People were just like speculating, but people were like the most favorable theory was like it's Boba Fett.
Well, yeah, because that's pretty much what he was gonna reprise the role for.
So. And then, second episode, we get the Frog Lady episode with the eggs.
It was such a sweet episode. Wait, no, the next one was a sweet episode.
So let's pick off from there. Episode 3, the Harris.
So we got in the first episode, Timothy Oliphant. Which everybody was like, oh, who's he gonna play? He did a pretty good job for the character he played. He wasn't a big.
Hopefully he comes back. I hope he comes back.
I mean, he was like an enjoyable character, but he wasn't like a big character that was like, oh my god, he was a brand new character.
Well, no, because he came out in the novels.
Well, in the novels, yeah, but like to anyone who doesn't read the novels or follow anything else, he was pretty much a brand new character to them that was introduced. So it was pretty cool to see him come out and represent the character that other fans really enjoy.
Really stood his ground next to Mando,
Yeah. Then, obviously the ice planet with the frog lady. And then
we get episode 3.
That's where a lot of the excitement came into play. Not to say that the first 2 episodes were terrible, but they were really good.
Oh my god. So, like I said, spoilers all around. And, there's been...
One thing I do want to say, the first 2 episodes that lead up to the third one, it's just all one day or two, all 2 days, and Mando's just having a terrible 2 days.
It's like he goes somewhere, and they're like, "You gotta help us out." Okay, okay. Gets his
This
ship.
is the way.
Gets his ship all jacked up, you know. So obviously, you know, going into this season before it came out, lots of casting rumors, casting news. You know, obviously one of the biggest ones was Sasha Banks. You know, like we saw her in the trailer.
One of the biggest ones for you.
Oh my goodness! Oh, women's champion. Let's go. But like, so you know, she was in the trailer, and like, you know, she gave off this kind of like Jedi look. People are like, she a Jedi? What is she? So this is the episode where we get her.
Oh, she's a sorceress.
Was she just sorceress? So
Chapter 11.
Frog Lady, you know, reunites with Frogman.
Her husband.
Super sweet.
They're babies.
We get all of the calamar, you know, species, you know, wearing that nice fisherman sweater he has on. And so, you know, he's looking for Mandalorian, and he was told that on this planet he could be directed into the right path. And he gets ambushed by some fishermen, and you know they're trying to
they just really want his armor, man.
trying to steal that best car, man. Best car, you know, it's that good, and this is when we get one of the best reveals in this season. You know, it's, you know, he gets
we finally get a major character that people are really, really familiar with.
He gets ambushed, and who comes to the rescue?
Other Mandalorians.
But and as soon as that happened, I'm like, oh shit! Wait, hold on, wait. I'm like, hold on, wait. And
they're in a certain color,
and I see the little designs. I'm like, no shit, it's fucking Bo-Katan. Bo-fucking-Katan, like, oh my god. And if you're not familiar, go watch Clone Wars, go watch Rebels. Bo-Katan, voiced by Katie Sackhoff, played by Katie Sackhoff, which, like, yes. And she kicks fucking ass. And then, the other two characters, takes out their helmet, and one of them is Sasha Banks. Oh, she's a Mandalorian. She's part of the what they call the
Night Owls.
Night Owls. And then I forgot the other character. You know, he's whatever. No. Kudos to him. He's really good. But we get more Mandalorian. And dude, like, because I remember watching Rebels and Clone Wars, and I'm just like, and when I started when season 1 of Mandalorian, like, he's like, you don't take off the helmet. This is the way. But when you watch Rebels and Clone Wars, I'm like, well, Bo-Katan takes that shit off like fucking,
and she explains it too.
And right off the bat, he takes the helmet off. He's all like, whoa, you know, like, hey, what are you doing? And she's all
it's almost like if she was getting naked. It's like, dude.
and he's all like, and she's all like, oh, he's one of them. He's like, one of what? Like, you're old school, bro. You know, like
just pretty much old school.
Yeah,
dude.
like, and
you follow the old ways.
And he's just like, nope, I'm not having this. He fucking takes off. And then, of course, in an episode, they come back. You know, they help him out again. They need his help. You know, to hijack this Imperial ship, get some weapons and stuff.
Well, because she's looking for a particular weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember what that particular weapon is, it showed up in the last episode of season 1 when Moff Gideon's ship crashed.
And that was the thing. I remember in that last episode when he comes out with that dark saber. People are like, what the fuck is Bo-Katan? Because she was the last one to have it. And like, the rules of that is like, if you kill whoever has it, it's yours. And so people are like, oh shit, like, did he fucking kill her?
And you're pretty much like the ruler of the
Mandalore, yeah.
The Mandalorian.
So like, it was nice to know that, no, she's not fucking dead, and she's looking for that motherfucker. She's looking for Moff Gideon. She wants her fucking, her saber back. Because, you know,
it's hers.
She's the rightful heir to the Mandalore, and you know, she even says that, like, just so much to unpack in that episode. You know, that
was probably like one of the most exciting episodes to come, because there was so much action in there. The big reveal, you know, having Bo-Katan come out, and it was just like, oh my god, it was, you know, awesome. And then the big part of it too was the name drop she gave
because obviously Mando's mission is to get the child back to a Jedi. And she, like, I remember at one point when they're like talking, she goes, "I can get you to a Jedi," and we're like,
and we all knew because again, leading up to season 2 of Mandalorian, there was a lot of name drops as far as actors that were going to come in.
Casting rumors.
Casting rumors. Not even casting rumors because it was confirmed that...
Was it ever, though?
Yeah, it was. It said confirmed. Rosario Dawson...
You're taking a page out of Matthew's book? It's been confirmed.
Confirmed. Rosario Dawson has been cast for The Mandalorian. They didn't exactly say, but everybody knew what she was being cast for. But she never even came out to say. But again, if you don't follow this artist on Instagram, I suggest you do. A while back, this artist named Boss Logic on Instagram created a piece of a very popular character called Ahsoka Tano that's from the Clone Wars and from Star Wars Rebels, but with Rosario Dawson taking on the character as a live action, and she responded to it saying this would be amazing or something like that. And
don't you just love... Okay, we'll get to it. But let's go back to the episode because, he helps the Night Owls with their mission, and she goes, "Come with us." He goes, "No, I have something I have to do. I gotta get the child to a Jedi." She goes, "Okay, we'll take him here to this planet, and there you'll find Ahsoka Tano." And everybody just fucking loses their shit. Like, oh my god, like she's really coming out. Like she said it. She fucking said it. Oh my fucking god. So, and then that was it. The episode, ends, whatever. Like he's off. Next one we get, and also that episode was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. Amazing fucking job. Amazing.
Yeah, which people were giving her grief for
first season.
One of the shows she directed in the first season. It's like, dude, like that episode was still pretty good.
I liked it because it was introduction of Cara Dune.
Yeah.
But so like, so we get the next episode, which I don't know who directed it, but
it was what's his name, the Creed, the original Creed. The actor that plays Creed. God dang, what's his name?
Carl
Weathers.
Okay, yeah, you're definitely right. And obviously Carl Weathers and
I'm not giving him a grief.
I'm not gonna say much about this episode, not because it wasn't good. There's a lot of stuff that was revealed in this episode, but the first time I watched it, I was at homeboy Slim Zink's Josh's house, and I had been drinking. So, like, he went to sleep, and I was like, I'm going to watch it. So I had been drinking. I was like, okay, cool. Go to sleep. And then, like, the next day, me and you watched it, but I was still, like, kind of tired. So, I got to go back and watch it because, like, a lot of shit happened.
Yes, you do need to go back and watch it because there's something I do want to mention about that episode that I thought was real interesting.
Go for it. I mean, I've already seen it, so you're not going to spoil nothing for me.
Okay, so, obviously, they're breaking into this facility that's from the Empire. And, it's pretty much like a laboratory, a big old laboratory. Mm-hmm. And there's these tube things. And I swear that those were like pre-existing or like they're trying to create Snoke.
That's the review. Like people are like, because it's reviewed.
Because there's one particular tube that you see and you pretty much almost get like a good look. And I'm like, when I first saw it, I was like, holy shit, that looks like Supreme Leader Snook. Snooky. Ew. Snoke. I'm like, holy shit. But like, there was never like anything. I was like, dude, that would be like fucking.
That's what a lot of people.
Because here's the timeline for the Mandalorian. Mandalorian from the first season is 5 years after the fall of the Empire.
Return of the Jedi.
From Return of the Jedi. The Force Awakens is 30 years
after
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So there's your timeline right there. So
the First Order isn't there. So Empire just fell.
Pretty much a lot of the events of Mandalorian is like 25 years before The Force Awakens.
And if you've seen the new trilogy, there's a lot of cloning stuff going on. So yeah, that's what this episode kind of like.
There was cloning in the prequels too.
That's what kind of like brought forward with this episode. Was like that's why they want the child. They want his blood. They want to clone. They want to use his blood to potentially bring back Palpatine, which we already seen has happened. So do they succeed? We don't know. We don't know.
Did they get someone else's blood? We don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on.
So that's what I'm saying. I gotta go back and watch it because there's a lot of that, and it was its own thing. So we already kind of knew the Bo-Katan episode, happened. We got the name drop of Ahsoka Tano, and everybody's like, "Oh, next episode we're gonna get." I'm like, no, there's gonna be.
To be honest with you, I thought we weren't gonna get Ahsoka to the last episode.
So
they were just gonna keep playing it on.
Yeah, they have to have the next episode, which is okay, well, next time disposition, this is gonna happen, and it's gonna build up to it, which it does, because we get episode.
So no, it's Bo-Katan was chapter 11.
5. So 6.
Well, I'm saying because they go in chapters. Yeah. So Bo-Katan was chapter 11. Chapter 12 was the laboratory that was directed by Carl Weathers. And then we get chapter 13.
The Jedi is titled The Jedi. So you already know. And at that, going into it, people, it was already rumored Dave Filoni is going to direct this episode. And if you know what Dave Filoni is, he's the mastermind behind
the Clone
Wars and Jedi. He's the one who made Ahsoka Tano. He's the one who made her. So, obviously, he's going to be the one to direct her live-action debut. And, many people are like, okay, this episode, they're going to tease us and we're going to get her at the end. No. We get her at the fucking beginning.
Dude,
and she is
taking names,
ass.
Dude, I don't want to say she went to the dark side, but, she got a little dark.
She's not a Jedi.
She's no longer a Jedi. She was court-martialed, by the Jedi. It's pretty much what you could say is she was court-martialed by the Jedi.
Yeah. And she lost trust in the Jedi Council. She's like, nope, I'm no Jedi.
I think which is why her lightsabers, because usually Jedi's lightsabers are certain colors.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for those colors. After she got,
because before she had blue lightsabers, right?
Yes. And after she got, dismissed by the Jedi,
she got white.
Her lightsabers became white.
Dude, and those lightsabers look badass in live action.
My favorite part, and I'm gonna jump ahead just a little bit. My favorite part was because she does this in the in the Clone Wars, and she does it, and I was like, oh my god. Because she has the double lightsaber. She holds one that goes up, and then she holds one that comes down. It's kind of like...
Yeah.
Dude, and she just goes...
She goes... Whoa! And at that, not only is it badass, but for some reason, the lighting looks cool, right? You just see the white light. I think the fact that they use, actual, when they're filming... They use these lightsabers that illuminate the light.
Yeah.
It fucking helps so much because, man, and we get her out the back, and you see Rosario Dawson. She's knocked.
And what I love about this episode, there is a big name drop in this episode,
which we'll get to. But can we just geek out how awesome Rosario Dawson?
She was amazing. I think she did such an amazing job, especially for the fact that a lot of fans did want her. We got her,
but also too. A lot of other fans wanted Ashley Eckstein, who voices Ahsoka Tano in the anime series. They wanted to give her the chance to be a live action, which I can understand that. But I love Rosario Dawson. Clerks, come on, I love her. Daredevil, come on. Oh, I love Rosario Dawson. Kids, she came on in Kids. Remember?
Yeah, she was in Kids.
Oh my god, I love Rosario Dawson. So
Eagle Eye.
Hey. So the fact that this was again one of the fan castings that we heard many years ago, and just to see it come to life, how awesome is that? Like you said, Boss Logic created this thing, this piece of Rosario doesn't it as Ahsoka, and she comments. She goes, "That'll be awesome." And now it's come to life. It's in front of our eyes. It's happening. It's a thing now. Oh, and not only that, like just to hear Mando, Ahsoka Tano, Bo-Katan sent me like, how many fucking like this is happening right now? Like this is really happening. And she goes, we need to talk. She goes, hopefully it's about him. And she looks at the baby. And the next thing we get, there's no dialogue. No dialogue. It's just her and the baby. And they're just sitting there.
And I just like how Mando's like, he wants to go there. He's like,
yeah.
And
and she's just looking. And she even has that little poncho she has on. Like, I'm just like, yo. And then, like, he's all like,
it's like that poncho's like a throwback, dude. It's
oh. Like, and he's like, is he talking to you? Can you understand him? She goes, in a way, Grogu. I'm like, what? Grogu?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? Did she actually say his name?
Because that was the day after Thanksgiving, and your son had stayed the night with us. Mm-hmm. So next morning we woke up, and I was like, let's watch it.
Yeah, I'm very jealous about that.
He was like, okay. And me and him watching, and like they said Grogu, and we're like, he looked at me, he goes, what? And he's like, rewind it. I'm like, okay, rewind it. Grogu, we're like, did you just say, is this fucking name Grogu? Like, and people, okay, fuck you if you think that that's a shitty name. Because Yoda, Yaddle.
Okay, Yoda is good.
Yoda
is a good name. I mean, I can see that, but like, yeah, like Yaddle, that was just lazy.
Yaddle is the worst name in the world.
It was like they were trying to like match the name of Yoda, and it's like,
and I'm glad they didn't do that. Because Grogu, the baby is a baby. He's 50 years old. Grogu sounds like a old man baby. And I love how he's all like, Grogu, and the baby's like, what?
Yeah, he's like,
huh? You want to take a break or what? Because I just got to keep going. I got to keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do it.
I'll let you go turn off the camera. And
okay. All right, guys. We are back. Let's go take a quick restroom break. Because we're just so excited about talking about this shit. Like, oh, you have no idea. When we started this show, this is exactly what we want to do. And we have the content around Mandalorian just knocking it out of the park. So like we've mentioned, this is, we're just going full spoilers with this. So hopefully you guys are caught up because, like I said, like there's no bouncing around this. We're not going to do no non-spoiler bullshit because how can you talk about these episodes without not spoiling stuff?
I mean, there's just so much going on.
Grogu, I mean, come on.
I mean, if you have not seen any of this season by now, I mean, I can understand, okay, if you haven't seen today's episode, which we are, unfortunately, we are going to do some spoilers on that one. So,
unfortunate for you.
So beware of that, but by the time this recording airs, you should hopefully have already watched it. So,
yeah. So
if you haven't, go watch it before you watch this episode, or at least before you get to this point, because, I mean, oh my God, dude.
Mate. So, yeah, we're just talking about how, we finally get the kid's name, Grogu. It's not Baby Yoda no more. Don't you dare call it Baby Yoda, because he's not a Yoda.
And we find this out because this is the episode that we finally get Ahsoka
Tano, and she's forcing them. They're forcing each other. They're talking.
They're talking.
And, he's baby, can't talk, so he's talking with his mind. And we get some backstory. He was trained at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, the same place where Anakin went and just murdered a bunch of kids.
It sounds really bad when you say it like that.
I mean, Master Skywalker.
The younglings.
What are we going to do? I want to know. So, like, he was there. He was there when it happened. And somebody took him away and they hit him.
And I thought she said that he hid.
Yeah, he hid, but then somebody came and took him away.
Oh, okay.
And and then she said after that his memory goes dark, and
because he's like scared.
Yeah, he's scared. And he's a baby, and then and now he's with the Mandalorian, and so like obviously he's like, you got to train him, and she's like, well, let's see what he can do. And he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it with The Rock, and he just want to listen to Ahsoka. He wants to listen to Mando.
To Mando.
And he wants that fucking little ball. He wants that little ball, the thing he likes to play with. Grogu, you want this? And it's like, hell yeah, he fucking
Hell yeah, I want that
Fucking
shit. Good.
and I love the enthusiasm in Mando. He's like, hell yeah, kid, like fuck yeah. But she tells him,
No, he doesn't say fuck yeah, but I mean that's kind of like the assignment he
yeah,
gets.
yeah. And then like, but she doesn't. She goes, I can't train him. He goes, wait, what? Why? Like you could see what he can do. She goes, he has too much fear in him. Like I sense fear in him, and she does that thing again. She's like, I seen what these emotions can do to a fully trained Jedi, and you know who he's talking about.
Oh yeah,
you know it. It's the boy Anakin. You know, like, oh my god, and just like, and then not only that, but before that, she even says, I've only known one other of his species, a wise grand Jedi named Yoda. I'm like, oh my god, like it's all coming home. Like, yes. And then
that was one big name drop.
Yeah, and then so, she's like, well, he's like, well, you know what, like, this, and we kind of jumped over a big kind of like plot point where like, in the beginning where she was fighting off all these soldiers for this village because like this village is like keeping people hostage, this and that.
Yeah.
And so like that's where Mando goes, and the leader of that village, I forgot her name, but she's all like, there's a Jedi after us, you kill her and then you get this Beskar spear. And he's like, well, that's a difficult task. So that's how he kind of comes in touch with Ahsoka. So once he, finally kind of like, him and Ahsoka are together, he's like, well, this village is after you. How about I help you with that problem and you train the kid? That's what he does. He does his missions, he likes his missions. So, he's like a Jedi and a Mandalorian. They'll never see it coming. Like,
never see it coming.
So like, story goes on, and they have this badass fucking samurai as a Western jump back and forth with Ahsoka Tano and I guess the...
It's kind of like Shanghai...
Yeah, like, because she's over here fighting, like, she has the Beskar spear, and then Ahsoka has her lightsabers. That's a samurai. And then you have Sean Bean, he's the guy from Terminator who played Kyle Reese. Him and Mando, and they're outside the other guns. He's like, hey.
Kyle Reese.
Yeah.
The original Kyle Reese?
Yeah, from Terminator.
That was him?
That was him, yeah.
I knew you looked familiar, but I did not, like, I didn't
sound to it either.
Because with this episode, I was just so excited to see, my favorite character, Ahsoka Tano, just being...
I didn't sound to it until I listened to podcasts. And they're like, oh, that's Sean Bean.
You didn't even know either.
So, yeah. So, like, you have that Western with them. And they're like, have their guns. And he's just like, well, we'll see what happens. And you have the samurai going on inside with Ahsoka Tano and the chick. And they're fighting. Excellent fight, by the way. I mean, except the lightsabers reflecting off the water, like Jesus Christ. And so,
oh shit, it was him. Well, I'll be damned.
I'll be a son of a bitch.
But dude, yeah, that episode was just so amazing. I mean, God, dude. I mean,
okay, well, let's go out to that fight. Like, like they're, she's fighting her.
Well, I mean, we really need to jump ahead because I really want to get to this next episode.
Okay, yeah, but we can't skip across what's about to happen next. Ahsoka Tano's fighting. I forget her name, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now.
Okay, and the whole reason there is, so yes, this bad person in this episode that Ahsoka's after. It's not after her because that she's keeping this village hostage. She's after her for a specific reason, and we'll get that to in a little bit. So there is a bigger reason why she's after this person. But yes, so that fight between Ahsoka Tano and this character. God, what was that character's name, dude?
It's pretty legit. Like, I mean, like I said, it has a lot of like samurai feels to it, which Star Wars obviously inspired by samurais and westerns. George Lucas is famous for loving samurai movies. So, what's her name? You got it right there.
Morgan Elsbeth.
Yeah, Morgan Elsbeth. So like, Ahsoka Tano and Morgan Elsbeth are dueling it out. They're fighting. Of course, Ahsoka gets the upper hand. Ahsoka Tano, she gets the upper hand. And she has it right there. She goes, Where is your master? Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? And at first I thought she was gonna be like, where's Moff Gideon? But she's like, no, where's Grand Admiral Thrawn? She just said Thrawn?
Thrawn.
Like, really? Like Thrawn? She fucking mentioned Thrawn?
Okay, if you're not familiar,
Yes,
that's
yes,
another character
yes.
too. If you're not familiar,
you gotta
with
watch
that
the Clone
character,
Wars. You gotta watch Rebels. Mostly Rebels.
He makes his appearance, his TV appearance in Rebels, season 2 or 3, definitely in 3 for sure, because I think it was only 3 seasons or 4 seasons. I can't remember, but he definitely makes his season appearance in Clone Wars towards the end of the series. But there have been many book series with this character, and which is why they brought him on Star Wars Rebels, and then for them to even mention it in The Mandalorian, that's amazing, because spoilers again, if you have not seen Star Wars Rebels,
go watch it.
Go watch it, because the last time that we saw Thrawn is with the main character Ezra.
He was stuck with Ezra in the
in one of the oh my god, dude, wait a minute.
I forgot what you call it. Him and Ezra got stuck in this like time travel place, whatever.
Not really with time travel. They pretty much like light speed ahead, but
yeah,
it's kind of complicated to explain. But
anyway, him and Thrawn and Ezra get stuck in this place, and Rebels pretty much ends with Ahsoka Tano and Sabine Wren looking for them. That's how it ends. So at this point, it's Ahsoka Tano by herself, and she's still looking for Thrawn. It's still not confirmed whether this is before or after. All signs point to like
and obviously
the end of Rebels.
And obviously Star Wars Rebels takes place during the reign of the Empire. The Empire is fairly strong. And, it takes place during that time, because we do get a glimpse of different characters. I believe Princess Leia makes an appearance in the show. There's an episode where they bring back Obi-Wan, and he has this final battle with Darth Maul. And then at the end of that episode, oh my God, it brings me to tears. Luke, and then you just see it in the distance running. I'm like, oh my God, dude, it's like.
Or even in Rogue One, they mention in the background you can hear what's her name? Not Sabine, but the other one, the one that was with Kanan. You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah. God, what was her name? But yeah, they mentioned her in Rogue One, or is she?
Yeah. Like it's like in the speaker, she goes like they're like calling her to like what's her name? It's in.
I'll look for it right now, but yeah, keep going.
So yeah, like a lot of connections with Rebels, Clone Wars, in the Mandalorian, like a lot. And
Hera.
General Hera, yeah, General Hera, like they're like General Hera or Captain Hera, report to this and that, like it's in Rogue One. So
and her ship is in the final battle of the Rise of Skywalker, which the ship is called Ghost.
Yeah, the Ghost, and even Ghost even makes an appearance in Rogue One too. So like it's exciting because there's a lot of like stuff happening at the same time. So we get Ahsoka Tano, mentioning like Grand Admiral Thrawn. So that's like, but I don't for a second think we're gonna get Thrawn in Mandalorian. I don't.
No, but there is supposedly supposed to be an all female or a female lead Star Wars series.
I think we're gonna get a Ahsoka Tano series.
So I'm really hoping it's gonna be Ahsoka Tano, and they're gonna bring out Sabine,
because you don't cast Rosario Dawson. You don't bring Ahsoka Tano for one episode and that's it. They're gonna capitalize, especially as good a response that they got. She's gonna get her own series. She's gonna get her own fucking series.
And I think this was the test run.
It's gonna be her looking for Thrawn. We're gonna get Sabine. We're gonna get a live action Ezra. We're gonna get a lot of shit, dude. Oh my God. But that's future wishful thinking. We got Thrawn's name drop. So with the episode, continues on. They defeat They defeat her.
You said it perfectly. That is future wishful thinking right there.
So
I mean, there have been talks from Disney that they are supposed to do a female lead series, and everyone was talking that it has to be in Ahsoka Tano and Sabine series. It has to be, whether it was going to be animated or live action.
And of course you're going to bring back Katie Sackhoff as Bo. You can't have these characters and have them as one-offs. You just can't. Like, no. Because you're getting such good responses for one, and they're beloved characters. They're going to capitalize. It's all about the money, baby. Like, you know, like, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. And people love this shit. So, along with the episode, you know, like, they finish the mission. You know, they defeat the you know, the chick, whatever. Like,
Big bad. Yeah. Morgan Esbeth.
So, you know, Mando was like, oh, you're saying goodbye to the child, which I was like, oh, my heart. But Ahsoka's like, I can't train him. He has a connection to you. You need to take him to this planet, put him on this rock, and let him decide for himself. And that's it. You know, that's it. Like, okay, like, he's like, all right, well, I'm going to do that. And that's the end of the episode. And then we get this week's episode. And I was kind of like a little nervous. I'm like, oh, we're going to get just another filler episode. You know, like, we had amazing episode of Ahsoka Tano, and you know this week's episode,
it's kind of like, you know, kind of like with football. Oh, we got this fucking badass game, and then now they're just gonna go play a regular, you know, nobody team. And that's kind of what I was expecting with this next episode. It's like, oh, dude, we got this fucking badass episode. Oh my god! And then, you know, maybe it's just gonna be like a filler episode. You know, there, you know, he's gonna have to do another side mission before he actually has to go to this planet.
Yeah.
To take Grogu.
And I like the title of the episode. You know, again, you haven't seen it. Spoilers.
The tragedy.
I'm like, oh, what the fuck's gonna happen? All right.
And if you're thinking like, yeah, you're gonna get a fill-in episode, fuck no.
Hell no, because the episode begins. They arrive at the planet. They get to that rock. I'm like, oh shit, we're really going for it. He puts the kid on the rock. He goes, do your thing. He goes, do you see anything? Because he doesn't know Jedi. You don't know what the hell they do.
Yeah, because again, this is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. And again, during those times, you know, A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi have all extinct. They're just legends. Like, they're urban myths.
Yeah, urban myths, yeah.
You know, people know of them, people have heard of it, but they have never seen them or know if they are real.
The best kind of like explanation, it was in The Force Awakens. They're real? Oh yeah, they're real.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So obviously, like I said, you know, it begins, you know, with, you know, like, he puts the kid in the rock. And he's like, well, do your thing, whatever. He's just like, well, nothing happened. And the ship arrives. And if you're a Star Wars fan, you knew what ship was coming in.
You saw this ship coming in. You knew what it was.
And I asked him, what's the name of this ship?
Slave One.
Slave One, baby. And like I said, if you're a Star Wars fan, you know that means one thing. And this is kind of like backtracking from episode 1. We got a tease of potentially Boba Fett. Boba Fett drove. Oh, his ship was the Slave One. We're like, oh, shit. And obviously in that first episode, you get the Boba Fett armor, and he takes it back from Cobb Vanth because he's not a Mandalorian, so, you know, it's part of the Kree. You know, you know, this belongs to a Mandalorian or someone of Mandalorian descent. So, you know, like, you know, Mando sees the ship. He goes, all right, kid, stay here. You know, I'm gonna, you know, we gotta go. But the kid's already connecting to the Force. He's doing his little, you know, he was all in it. He was all in it. And so, like, you know, you get, you know, and he even tells you, I've been tracking you, Mandalorian. And he's like, and it's Tamora Morrison, the same guy who voiced a lot of the clone troopers, who voiced Rex, and who played Jango Fett. Who
was the original donor for the clones.
And he even had his own clone made
for him. For the clone troopers.
Attack of the Clones. That's Yoda.
And then, yeah, like Eddie said, had his own personal clone made for him, not not altered, because obviously the clone troopers were a little altered so that they can grow faster and fight.
There was a little Easter egg, because obviously, okay, so he's all like, I want my armor back, and he's all like, "Are you Mandalorian?" He goes, and he's all like, "I'm just a simple man making my way in the universe." That's the same line that Jango Fett told Obi-Wan in Attack of the Clones.
Oh shit!
He's like, "I'm just a simple man making my way." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like, yes, like fucking yes. And he's all like, "Well, this belongs, with the Kree," and then he's all like, "If you don't get back to me, like, I have a sharpshooter, and it's what's her name?"
I forget I forget the character's name, but the actress name is Ming Na Wen.
Ming Na Wen, yeah, because
which if you're not familiar with her, she is
OG.
What's her name?
Mulan.
Mulan she played the voice of Mulan in the original Mulan animated movie from Disney. But she was also a big character. Oh, she was my favorite character too in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What's her name? When? I don't know. But anyways.
But she also...
I haven't seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
She also made her debut in season 1. And, she was after the kid. She's part of the guild. And, Mandalorian obviously kills her. But at the end of the episode in season 1...
Agent May.
You see some boots walk up and people are like, who the fuck is that? And it's Boba Fett.
It was Boba Fett.
And he brings her back to life. And she's forever...
Well, she was still alive. She was just dying.
Yeah.
And he
helped her out. Yeah. So, like, she's like, I'm in his debt now. And, and all Boba wants is his suit. He wants his armor. He says, my armor. My father gave it to me. It's my armor. And he's like, you're not Mandalorian. But all that is spoiled because here comes the Empire, coming in and ruining shit. And we get some of the best action I've seen in this fucking season. Like, some of the best. Like, just straight up fucking, like, shootouts. I think it's some of the best. Because you get, I
don't want to say some of the best. It was really good because there's just so many good action scenes in this series.
Boba fucking just knocking people out with that fucking stick.
I think it's some of the best from season 1, definitely. But there's just been so much good action in this series. I'm sorry, I cannot say that. I mean, yes, the oh god damn it! I can't even think of the weapon that he used, but it's like what a Tusken Raider uses.
Yes, dude, he's knocking people out. Like, I've never seen anybody take out stormtroopers that brutally until that, and it fits so well because the director, obviously, Robert Rodriguez, and like I was gonna tell you earlier, like I knew he was directing an episode, and I was a little scared. I'm like, oh, is it gonna be like his style? No, he knocks out of the fucking park. He adapts so well to this Star Wars.
You wouldn't even know. You would have not even really known that Robert Rodriguez directed this episode.
Oh, so good. So you got, Boba knocking people out. You got Ming Na Wen. Ming Na, she's, shooting people. Mando's over here knocked out because he's trying to get the kid out of the force and he just can't do it. And, like you get
Fennec.
Fennec, and which is
her character name.
Yeah, her character name. So then you got Boba, and he's like knocking people out. And he looks over at the ship at the Razor Crest. He's like, and so you got Fennec. She's over here shooting. Mando wakes up. He can't get the kid out. He goes, all right, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna go help him out. And he's over here getting shot at. The best car is just reflecting shit. She's over here, like just shooting, and it seems like
taking cover behind him because he's got that Beskar, and he's like, bing, bing,
yeah,
bing.
and it just seems like oh shit, like they're getting cornered, and here you go, dude. I have always kind of said like people always love Boba Fett. I'm just like, why? He didn't do much. He fucking pussied out. He was all hopped up on spices because he was in Jabba's thing. He was hitting on chicks. He was all spiced up. No.
Spiced up.
Nah, and you get him. Here he comes with his fucking armor on, and bro, does he look badass? And he is not only does he look badass, but he knows what he's doing, and he's just like boom, 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 like fucking shooting people.
Dude, we get some of the best like fucking use of his armor
ever.
Not just a piece of rope shooting out and and tying somebody. No, we
No,
get
no,
like
no.
some fucking knee action,
some knee rockets. You know, he's like blasting people. Oh my god, it was so good. I'm like, yo, I never thought I wanted Boba Fett to be redeemed.
And again, since this is the same character playing that played Jango Fett, and he, obviously he was a clone of Jango. He still, I still love that he also did the whole.
The whole Western, like, oh. And I'm just like, I've never thought I wanted Boba Fett to be redeemed. And does he redeem himself so well in this fucking episode? Fuck, our camera's dying. But I don't know, man. Like, we so much on back. We got a couple minutes left.
Well, I don't know how much we have on the.
Yeah. So I mean, unfortunately, kid gets captured.
There's a lot going on, dude. You just need to fucking watch the damn show.
There really is, and we're not gonna go on to it. Just watch the show. You know what it is. Like, we want to geek out about Boba Fett, and I mean, 10 out of 10. He was awesome. I fucking love it. Man, but I mean, we are running out of time. Camera's dying. We hate to really cut it off like this, but just watch the episode. And if you guys know, then you know. And if you don't, you can educate yourself, please, because this is what we do, this is what we love, and this is what we like to do for you guys. I want to give a shout out to Roadmap Brewing Co. Excellent fucking beer. Blackberry, raspberry, blueberry gose. Here it goes again. Delicious, fucking great. Check out, Mandalorian. Check out Mutants. And of course, comment, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. That's where we're most active. Facebook, we're on Facebook too. It was a fun episode. I fucking just love geeking out.
This whole season is just fucking badass.
Yeah.
So,
and we'll get more into it, next episode when I'm pretty sure the season's over or whatever. But like I said, our time, our stuff is dying. So, and we don't want to cut you guys. So we're just gonna go and cut off right now. But check it out. Such a good fucking episode. Such a good season. I cannot wait for more. But other than that, I mean, I'm good to go, man. I'm good to go. Thank you for the beer. I haven't no beer in here, but I'm gonna cheers this still. Cheers. This is Geekin Drinkin. I'm Eddie. Steven. He burped. All right, guys. Y'all peace out. Later.